How's it going, guys? Jay Sensational here, and today we have a deck guide on one of the newer decks that have been gaining in popularity in the past, I would say, week or two, and that is none other than the Lissandra in Shrima, that is the Terrible Thralls. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. For those of you who are unfamiliar with what the deck wants to do, it plays the Frozen Thrall landmark card, the 1 mana countdown 8 card that summons an 8/8, along with Lissandra. You are aiming to use your Shreeman countdown cards such as Clockwork Curator, Clock Hand, Time in a Bottle, etc. to advance your Frozen Thralls to the point where you're getting 8/8s down on turn 5, turn 6. In combination with cards like Taliyah and Promising Futures, you can duplicate your Frozen Thralls to summon two Thralls out at the same time, or even 4 with combined with Taliyah. It's a very powerful concept that lets you get a very strong and tall board really quickly, and often not you're winning by swinging down with 2 to 4 thralls. In addition, this helps you get Lissandra leveled up really quickly, and also get your Watcher down for 0 mana because you just summon 4 8-drops. Beyond that, it's a standard Freljord controlled deck with Ice Shards, Avalanche, and Blighter Ravines, and a few freeze tools thrown here and there to kind of stabilize. So I already talked a little bit about kind of what the deck wants to do. It's mainly revolved around the Frozen Thrall landmark and any card that can generate it or help speed it along. So you can generate a Frozen Thrall by either playing it on turn 1, 2, or even playing it through Lissandra on turn 3. This is one of the decks where you're kind of fine playing Lissandra on turn 3, because often or not, you just want to have the Frozen Thrall to advance as a win condition, and you can just predict into more Lissandras in the future. The Shreeman cards that really help out with this game plan include cards like Clockwork Curator, Time in a Bottle, Clock Hand, Promising Futures, and even Taliyah to not only just speed up how quickly you get your 8/8 out, but also how many 8/8s you get out. Another card that fits this package very well is Dracoon Inquisitor, which is the Freljord 5 mana card that if the Frozen Thrall is less than 4 countdown, it'll just instantly progress it to 0. But again, it just focuses on getting your thralls out as quickly as possible and as many as possible. I think the game plan is pretty intuitive once you already have the basic concept down in your head. You're just trying to get the Watchers out. You just, find your thralls, find your landmark, speedy up cards, your countdown cards, whatever. And then you just, win the game by crashing down your opponent. Which is true, but in order to conceptualize it a little bit better, you should be playing for the Watcher win condition, meaning that you should summon 4 8-drops and then expect to have a level Lissandra and play Watcher and end the game. In many cases, that's just completely unnecessary because you just have 4 8-drops by turn 6 or 5 or turn 6, turn 7, and you just win because you're just dealing too much damage. But it's always a good habit to play towards the Watcher because that just gives you a direction with the deck. Two very common ways of doing this is by having a Frozen Thrall on board, playing Promising Futures on it so that now you get 2 Thralls out of the Frozen Thrall, and then copying that Frozen Thrall with Taliyah to get 2 Frozen Thralls that both summon 2 Thralls each. This is probably the most powerful combination of cards that you can have, and against any slower matchup, just having 4 Thralls and assuming you have like level Taliyah, Lissandra as well, just means that you most likely win the game regardless. The second option, which is also pretty common, is you play the Promising Futures, which gets you 2 8-drops, and to get to your other 2 8-drops, you play the Clock Hand, which itself is an 8-drop, and if you have another Frozen Thrall on board, you can use the Instant Sentries to instantly force out that 4th 8-drop, allowing you to play Watcher on the same turn. These are just 2 pretty common play patterns that you'll often be running into, but know that you have to be a little bit flexible when you can't get your 4 Watchers. Sometimes you just don't draw the thralls, sometimes your game plan is just a little bit slower, and you have to work with what you have. Sometimes you have 2 thralls, sometimes you have 1 thrall, sometimes you have 3, and just knowing that when you're trying to deviate from the game plan and just saying, okay, I have my 2 thralls, I have to win the game off these 2 thralls, and how exactly do I do that? Going over some matchup tables, it's relatively similar to, I would say, TLC, apart from a few different matchups. So just across the table, this deck is obviously one that's really poor into Azir Aurelia, even worse than TLC. TLC has access to the Shadow Owl's control tools like Vile Feast, extra whales, and even Box that can shut down Azir Aurelia, but this deck really lacks all of this. This is almost guaranteed to be an auto lose. I think stats wise is like 20 or 30% for the Thralls deck, and this matchup is just abysmal. But moving forward, this deck is like TLC good into Thresh Nas because you do have the board sweep tools, but your Thralls are also just 8/8s that their deck can't really deal with, and if they're not getting the slays, their Nasus doesn't challenge the Thralls. Esdraven is where things get a little bit trickier. Obviously, Esdraven has access to Scorched Earth, which can really just stop your Thralls, but it's really hard for Esdraven to play around cards like Avalanche and Blighted Ravine alongside cards like Ice Shards because most of their cards have 3 health, and if you just set up a 3 damage board sweep, it's very hard for them to develop any pressure at all. And then that just gives you a lot of time to develop your own game plan, and you just don't commit all of your resources onto one Thrall unless it's completely safe to do so. I would say this matchup is actually pretty is favored into TLC, although I've been on both sides of the coin and I've won and lost both times. But generally TLC kind of struggles against a wide board that comes out at maybe like focused or burst speed that they can't really interact with, and often or not you're getting Watcher on turn 8, which is roughly about the same or even quicker than what TLC can do. The only difference being that TLC can actually duplicate their Watchers or just Vengeance your only Watcher. And if you lose your Watcher, then you're very reliant on your Thralls to win you the game, and sometimes that doesn't happen through like freezes and ruination effects. But generally, these are 4 pretty common matchups. Other matchups like Overwhelm, this deck is a lot better into compared to TLC, for example, because you do have the 8/8s coming out. Against a deck like Aesol Demacia, this deck also does pretty well for the exact same reasons, just getting big bodies out, combined with Freljord freezes makes it hard for a deck like Aesol Demacia to get through. And finally, I have 3 really cool games to showcase for you guys. They'll go into some matchups where I draw like pretty well, I execute my game plan as I want to, and some where I have to deviate a little bit from because I don't have my 4 Watchers, I don't have my level Lissandra, I'm not able to get my Watcher out, and I just have to take a different path. But it's realizing when those games happen, the hand states that you're in, and just committing to the fact that you kind of need to kill your opponent. So I hope you learn a little from these games, but if you like the comment, please leave a like and subscribe, and it goes a long way for my channel. And I thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys later. Shard. It was winnable, but not with the line I took, unfortunately. That was the only unfortunate part. Decent. Like, if we went Thralls, if we played the Thrall on the turn that I said that I thought I couldn't play it on, then things might have been a little bit different. But it did not line out the way. Nice. He has like a pretty slow start, all things considered. I don't want to play Avalanche this turn, so it's whether or not I play Kindly or Lissandra. I don't need Watcher in this matchup, and this gets a chump block like a 3/1 or any 3 attack unit, whereas this does not. And then I can just play Ravine next turn. Yes, of course. This pool's like not even that great for him. Nice. Alright, sick. Alright, we take a little bit of damage, but it's fine. Because now we can't kill this Drakhorn and we just get an 8/8 out. Unless he has like some double black sphere play. So here's a glimpse. Yes. So he has to play unit, kill, like, so he has to kill his own, he has to play unit, he has to kill his unit, and have Vile Black Spear, double Black Spear. At 7 mana, he didn't have Butcher, otherwise he would have played it on turn 2, right? I don't think I'm doing anything that, I don't think I'm not doing anything that's not... Oh, that is true. You're right. It's kind of neat. I forgot about that. Looks like he doesn't. Sick. Now I can just flash freeze this, keep this at 5. Black Spear. That is a Black Spear, right? So he's considering using it now. Doesn't choose to. So he challenges, I just freeze it. Or do I? There's no way Gnosis is like... There's no way Gnosis is big enough to contest this 8. So I'll just freeze the Merciless. I can also just heal this guy, which is kind of funny. Even if he plays Gnosis, I have the freeze. I should just wait, right? How much do I care if this dies? If I need to save 6 mana up at very worst case scenario, I can just play Preservarium right now. I think this keeping this alive actually matters. Well, I guess at the end of next turn. Okay, so now that he doesn't have Gnosis, I can make the play that I want to. Which is healing this guy, and then freezing this guy. Or like, does he even go for the attack now? Am I freezing that? I don't want to freeze that anymore. I'll just draw into another freeze or something. I don't think he has like 1 slay or something as well. Maybe 2. Oops. Missed out on playing Preservarium. Woo-hoo. That's a good card. Unfortunately, we don't have board space to like go into like the insane play. So I can't even take it. I don't want any of these cards, right? Best case, I just take Ice Shard. But I really just want Lissandra, right? Ice Shard or skip? It's not Promising Creatures, it's not Kindly. It's either Ice Shard or skip. And I think my board's big enough where I don't need Ice Shard. I will give him a free slay. No, I will not. If he has Black Spear, I push 5. If he has Black Spear, I'll talk to the 3/3. Sure. Pushing 8, playing around Black Spear. I think this is right. If he had Black Spear, block here, spear this, and then I push a 3. And if he doesn't have Black Spear, this survives. And I just give him a slay, which is whatever. The issue is he can, He can challenge this, which kind of sucks. But we just dump out another 2 8/8s. Another Perseverance, pretty good. If he doesn't open attack, it gives me like a draw. Freeze. I should actually just Promising Futures this, like... Oh. Ooh, here's a pretty sick play. I'm actually just gonna kill this. So you can't challenge the Gnosis. And then I just Promising Futures this guy. Get 2 card draws, and hopefully that just wins me the game. Not quite. There's no reason to open attack, right? What am I trying to find? I just do this for another card, and then see. That's my luck. I can play this, and then play this next turn, in which case I might as well just open attack. What if I just Avalanche, and then open attack, and just whittle down on this board, but then that opens me up to Siphoning Strike. Open here. There's a few different routes. Open's probably fine. Worst case scenario, I just like double Avalanche to kill his Gnosis if he buffs it up too much. It's not that there's no reason to play anything, it's that there's no real punish in me playing things. Because I don't have any freezes or anything. Sure. If you make a champ cell fizzle, it does not shuffle back, correct. It's a little bit strange in some instances where I don't actually know. For example, the card Deathray. If Deathray fizzles, it still shuffles Deathray MK2 into your deck. And because that's a Victor, like if you cast like second Victor as like a Victor spell, like even if Deathray doesn't fizzles, it still shuffles back. Does that shuffle back a Victor? I would think so, but I don't actually know how that works because obviously I don't play Victor. But for Ezreal, for example, for Lissandra, for example, if it fizzles, it doesn't shuffle. Same with Gnosis. Generally, yes. There are some cases where spells will shuffle, even if it fizzles. For example, Go Hard. Deathray, for example. Now, of course, Go Hard isn't like a champ spell, so that doesn't really matter. Do you keep Taliyah? Do you keep Ice Shard? He's not on 3 Zoe, so I'm less inclined to keep 3 Ice Shard, or keep Ice Shard. And I don't get to play Ice Shard on his first attack, so even if he has Zoe, I don't deny it the value. The only question is if I keep Taliyah or not. I might be stupid in keeping Taliyah, but we'll try it out. Blue God, yo, what's up, man? Thanks for stopping by the stream. How you doing today? How's the climb going? Yup, what a good player. What's she doing over there? We keep mana up in case we want to Avalanche next turn. Track line's good. Start off kind of bad, even, no progress. So yeah, that's been my story for the past week. I've just been floating around like 200, 300. JTA Manda, yo, what's up, man? Sorry, uh, well, the avalanche kind of sucks. I'll just Ice Shard to kill Zoe here. If he has like Sharp Sight, same thing as avalanching. Okay. So on turn 5 I played Taliyah, on turn 6 I played Draclorn. And then I time in a bottle. So if I want to hit promising futures, I should time bottle now. So I promising on 4 into 5 into 6. No, I don't. So I want a next turn play, right? And that's probably not Lissandra. It's probably just Preservarium. Lissandra's not bad. I just get another Thrall, which gives me another threat later. Worst case scenario, he just plays like a 5-4, and I take 7. That's actually kind of bad. Because then he just like single comments my Taliyah. Oh, sick. We could avalanche here if he plays like a 4-1. Does he play? Okay. Cool. So we just Preservarium instead. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
If I stumble, I have the earth to catch me.
Probably could have started with the pass first, honestly. Probably should have just passed, I guess. Playing Taliyah was... I didn't have to do that. Yeah, like, I could just avalanche this turn, play Taliyah next turn, and then these will still just tick off, regardless of whether or not I have Draclorn. So there's real no need to play Taliyah right now. Unlucky. But again, he still doesn't have a good attack. And if he wants to open attack, I'm pretty happy. I don't need to attack into Sharp Sight. If he develops, I have Avalanche. If I Avalanche, I can't play Draclorn, but that's fine. Sure. No Sharp Sight. I could play Ravine into Draclorn just to flip Taliyah. Kill these guys. That's kind of funny. Do I need my mana? I'll bank 3 going with the Draclorn. And I don't need a Rite of Negation. So we can just flip Taliyah. But I'll also just damage my Thralls. So there's no real point, right? Okay. What are the odds you get Thrall on turn 1? Isn't it like 25%? The odds of drawing Zoe on turn 1 is 25%, right? So, same thing. Something like that. I might be renaming my numbers wrong, but that sounds about right to me. 1 in 4 games, you should draw Thrall on 1. And I think that's assuming you're full mulligan. Someone feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Wait, how are we winning? What if he drops a soul? I guess we can clear his board. Okay, no a soul, nice. are we dead? No. He shouldn't have enough elusive damage to kill me. But I might need to kill his Trickster. So I can just like... Or I have heal as well. So I don't think I'm in that big of a rush. It's called a simulator. It's kind of funny. Did you guys see Swim's picture of him with a bow and arrow? And that shit had me going. Ravine saves us 3 health. Saves a little more. How am I winning this game? I should have played Draklorn into like Clockhand, I guess. Maybe this play was wrong. I feel like I played this game wrong. Or at least these past 2 turns. Like, so should I use this to I can always predict regardless of whether or not I advance. Playing this could have been wrong. But what's he gonna do about this? I had the chance to take... I mean, that just trades. If he has Sharp Sight, I feel a little bit bad about me sacking my guy earlier. I can flip Taliyah and then play Draklorn.
Together, we are stronger than stone, faster than the wind.
Swim Sail Archer. That good. That's pretty good. Kills my Taliyah. This goes down to 6 to 5. Makes no difference, but I might as well get the predict. See what we hit. None of these cards do what I want. Time Bottle allows me to save 1 instant sentries. Maybe I should have skipped as well, just in case I top deck what I'm looking for. But now he can't attack with the 8/6. It's kind of strange. Just means he doesn't have Sharp Sight. Interesting attack. What's the punish? I can still write. I guess I get punished if I time in a bottle and then write. How does he stop this attack? He like blocks here with this, blocks here with this. He takes 8, then he heals 4, then he takes 4. How has Zillion been? I don't know. Terrible. I mean, I have the deny for judgment. So say he like blocks here, concerteds here, right, and then he should still be dead with this attack. I think this opens fine. Never mind. Judgment. Good luck in your stream. Plan to start mine soon. Hope you get successful. Thanks so much, man. Have a good stream. Sorry for bad English. No worries, dude. Thank you for taking your time to come by. He has the Equinox. When do you get Equinox? From the 3-2. Hey, Lissandra, right on time.
Her light is our sword, her warmth our armor.
Sure, buddy. Mishu, what's up, man? I should just play Watcher this turn. Like, there's no point slow rolling him. I guess it baits him to Equinox the Draklorn. Do you think I can only climb rank with one deck, for example TLC, or should I focus on... Wait, sorry. Give me 1 second. If he has Sharp Sight, kills my Lissandra, I don't care. Cool. Do you think I can only climb ranked with one deck, for example TLC, or I shouldn't? Okay, I shouldn't focus on only playing one deck. So yes and no. I think that playing one deck is gonna be good for your climbing experience because you get... What? So playing with one deck is good because you get familiar with said one deck. And if you know how to play your deck better than your opponent does, for example, that's in itself an advantage. And obviously the more comfortable you get with playing your singular deck, usually the better of a win rate you're going to have, right? But where I think you should play more than one deck is, for example, if you play like, say you play Thralls, for example, then you play like Ezdraven, then you play like Azir Relia, for example. If you have a slight understanding of playing other decks in the meta, when you play into them, you'll also know how to beat those decks better, right? You just completely break the game and just like move champions into different regions. It's like, you know how like Hearthstone has like its expansion rotation system? Instead of that, you just have like champion region rotations. Oh my god. I can't believe it. Oh, thank god. Fucking bailed out of there. Alright. Can attack. Alright, so we're on equal ground. Carmen of Relyard? Yeah, something like that, right? Is he gonna flash freeze? No, he's not. Okay, so we had Lissandra. I can do this on my attack turn and just like poop them out. So this turn I'm promising futures, and then next turn I can time in a bottle, something like that. I mean, within reason, but it'd be interesting. Like, they can make some like thematic reskins or something, right? That'd be kind of cool. Obviously, like, completely breaks like the theme of like the champions and stuff, but it'd just be cool to see like champions in like different... Jesus. I mean, he's doing pretty well for himself as well. Next turn we have 5 mana, which lets us do what we want. Is this ranked? This is ranked. So next turn we only need 5 mana, so we can play Frozen Thrall this turn. We'll start with Time in a Bottle. And now we have Draklorn plus Clockhand for the rest. What are we looking for here? Probably just another freeze effect if we can hit it. How good is this second promising futures? Smith Carroll, what's up? I don't know how good these are. But I think I have everything I need. But I don't need this card. So I should just skip here. I just need another freeze. How am I doing? It's going good. If you guys didn't see, we got like the announcement for like the patch cadence. I don't know about if cadence is the right word, but we got notice for like we're expecting like a big balance patch is what I'm saying with the next expansion. So that's always exciting. So right now it's just like focusing on getting ready for seasonals. Which is a good transition. It's definitely a little bit more like motivating. And at this point I think I'm not like trying to care as much as like much about LP. And I'll just focus on learning decks instead. Like, at this point, I don't think I'm gonna be able to climb to a record of, like, he wants to play another Lissandra, right? But if he plays another Lissandra, he can't entomb. So I'm pretty happy killing this off. Yeah, I have some deck redeems, but unfortunately, I won't be doing them, I won't be doing that for like anything and everything, unfortunately. Why'd he kill his Lissandra? Like, he's dead to ice shards, no? Is everyone at the rink just playing Turbo Throw? It's the new, like, it's sort of like the new flavor. It's not, like, new by any means, but with, like, the, it's just a very good deck right now. This Ice Shard pushes a lot of damage, which is really neat. So he's forced into freezing. And then he's dead to, like, me attack. What? Wait, how do you get so many? Oh, he Taliyah'd it. That makes sense. So I need to kill him before he plays... Wait, I'm dead next turn. Because he has another Lissandra, right? Most assuredly. So I need to kill him now. Okay, this got a little bit awkward. Oh yeah, but he has freezes in his deck. We'll just see how many he drew. He needs to have drawn 2 freezes or harsh winds. And if he doesn't... Oh, okay. Sick. So, I mean, the scary part here was that he just draws a Harsh Winds here, completely stops my attack, drops Lissandra, these Ice Shards no longer deal damage. He summoned 4 Thralls so he can play Watch, and I don't have second champion. God, I hate this mirror so much, honestly. This mirror kind of sucks.